Broadcasting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, you're listening to the Low Blow MMA Boxing Podcast.
Jorge Hernandez with the Low Blow and Southwest Fight News, here with the pound-for-pound boxing queen, Holly Holm. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. How was Thanksgiving?
It's too good. This morning I felt like I was in a coma when I went to spar, but hopefully we'll be a little more warmed up for the afternoon
You
workout.
had a decent meal then?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to cut out on that. I figure I can eat good the rest of the time until weigh-ins and be just fine. So
Let's talk about your opponent, Diana Prazak, December 7th at the Route 66 Casino. Australian, not much of tape on her, but she's being trained by probably the greatest female fighter of all time, and Lucia Riker.
Yeah, Lucia Riker, undefeated and retired, and she's the only female boxer out there that accomplished that. She's been retired for a while, but still obviously been involved in the game, and she's obviously undefeated and retired for a reason. So she's a smart fighter, a good fighter, and she's going to be really helping Diana to be at her best, at her 100%. So we just have to be ready for it.
Now, she trained Miriam Lamar, who you fought about 4 years ago, I believe, who you were supposed to fight this time, but unfortunately she had to pull out because of an injury. Do you just look back at tape from that fight because you think she's going to bring a similar style because of the same coaching?
I think that there are going to be similar things, because if she's obviously looked at fight tapes before, every fighter has their style. We try to be ever-changing. We try not to be the fighter that always keeps those bad habits that other people pick apart. So we definitely want to be ready for that and maybe not make the mistakes I did in that fight. But then we also just want to be ready for Diana, because styles make a difference, and she's a different fighter than Miriam Lamar, and you never know how, Miriam Lamar executed a really good game plan, and a lot of times it's not necessarily just what you've been told, but how you perform, and that's what it comes down to. I just want to really be able to perform when I get in there with her, because at that point, that's all that matters.
We met with both Riker and Prazak a couple of days ago at their training, and had an interesting conversation with Riker about just the popularity of female boxing, and if it can be refueled by what's going on in MMA. She brought up the possibility or the hope that you would actually be able to travel around the world to be able to help to promote the sport by fighting in other places. I don't know if you've heard this. I was telling Wink that I hadn't heard this before, but outside of New Mexico, I guess people in the boxing community sometimes refer to you as the girl on her mountain that won't come off the mountain.
That's fine, however people want to see things, because those people aren't directly involved with what we do. And if they understood that these people that want me to go and fight other places would want to actually make it an event, there's a lot of things that go behind putting a fight together. And there's a reason why people are coming from France to come here, and coming from Florida, and coming from Brazil, or coming from across. There's a reason why they're coming here, because the opportunity is here. It has nothing to do with a selfish, I'm going to stay, safe in my hometown, because it's nothing like that. And I don't ever want to win off of being, in my hometown. I want to win because I beat them. And I don't feel like people really understand the dynamic, and that is okay. If they don't know, they can believe what they want, feel how they want, but it's also, in a way, flattering, because they feel like I'm the one that can, if I can make the difference, I have to travel. Well, if people aren't talking, then I'm not doing my job. I don't really know how to put it, but everybody always wants to have a complaint if you've been successful, I guess. And so far, the fights have been great, and I've had a very blessed career. And when it comes down to it, hometown, across seas, it doesn't matter. I know for myself that I've been in the ring with the best in the world, and and Sophie Matisse came and knocked me out here in my hometown last December, so I don't really feel that I don't take challenges. I don't feel that at all. I know that I do. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I know know what we do with my career, and I know what challenges I take. It doesn't have to be, I mean, if you asked everybody else their opinion, we're never going to get anywhere. So.
Now, you brought up Anne-Sophie Matisse a couple months ago. She had a very big fight in Europe, probably the biggest fight in European female history, with Cecilia Braekhus. Very dominant performance by Cecilia Braekhus. Have you seen the highlights, or have you seen the fight?
I have not seen the highlights. I heard Cecilia was doing pretty well, especially towards the end, but I also heard Anne-Sophie was doing pretty well in some of the earlier rounds, so I would like to watch the fight. I like to listen to media, not to put you guys down, but I also like to watch it on my own so that I can have my own view and my own thoughts, you know, and just see how that all went. But I think it's great that there are all of these girl champions that do take those big fights, because that's what needs to be done.
Now, recently in MMA, there was big news that the UFC would be introducing a female division. Would you ever entertain that idea?
Oh, I have had 2 MMA fights already, so obviously it's something to think about. I mean, that's a big opportunity there, and that's been my whole goal with what I do, is wanting to take big opportunities and make the best of my career. So we'll see how that goes. You know, right now I'm really just focused on boxing, and after that we'll brainstorm.
So December 7th, excuse me, at the Route 66 Casino. Go ahead and tell people to go check you out.
Yeah, December 7th, it's going to be a great night. There's a lot of local fighters too, and local fighters that really, really fight hard and fight with a lot of heart. So these fights can be way more entertaining than the ones you see on TV, on pay-per-view a lot of times. So come out, and all of us really support this. Really appreciate the support we get from all the local fans and the local people here, because we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them.
Pound for pound, female queen of boxing. We'll see you guys.